you think this fight should have been stopped?
Man, I'll be honest, man. He a warrior. He wanted to keep going. He should have been able to keep going.
You wanted it to keep going?
I wanted to keep going. He a warrior. He wanted it to keep going. We both wanted to keep going.
To when you knock him down, and it looks like a push from ours. And I'm now being told by our producer, Ray Smaltz, we're going to go to the stoppage here. Doesn't look like many of these are connecting.
Yeah, but the first punch was what had him hurt to begin with. The first punch had him hurt. It was right on the, it was a little clip.
Parada injustamente.
I think it was an injustice to stop this fight. I was giving the best shots.
La pelea.
He just stopped the fight and didn't tell me anything.
Ahí no hubo golpe.
You can see it clearly. I'm the one that's hitting. There was nothing clear that he hit me with. And here we hit him again with another one.
Paró la pelea injustamente, pero bueno.
Right there, he stopped the fight. We don't understand.
I would concur with that. Thank you very much for your time.
Now, what on earth did I just watch? Rolando Rolly Romero versus Ismael Barroso. Oh yes, bring in the controversy. Rolando Rolly Romero becomes a champion in his first fight at 140 pounds, is ruled a TKO. But wait, there's more. Not without controversy. Now, the clip you heard at the beginning was the post-fight interview with both Rolly and Barroso. Rolly told you he wanted to keep fighting, and so did his opponent. His opponent said, look at me, I was the one landing the shots. How on earth was the fight stopped? And basically saying he was robbed and he doesn't understand what went on. I would have to agree. And Jim Gray, as the announcer, he doesn't always weigh in with his personal opinion. But El Rayo, kind of same thing. When El Rayo fought Chris Colbert, and El Rayo says, I thought I won the fight, I got robbed. What did you think? And then early in the interview, Jim Gray was like, I'll ask the questions. But then as he was wrapping up the interview, he gave that little gem to El Rayo that he did believe that El Rayo should have won. And again, Jim Gray doesn't always give his opinion. He kind of stays professional in that and just does the post-fight interviews, but he did say, I concur. So he agreed with the quote unquote losing side that got TKO'd, that it was a gross injustice and, you know, he shouldn't have been taken out of the fight. It shouldn't have been a stoppage. So I gotta agree with that. I mean, either you have integrity or you don't. Make sure you guys come subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you don't miss a thing. Now, definitely was pulling for Rolly to win, but I think in the end, the fans were robbed here because the fight, I mean, the Showtime commentators, they were a little bit off to me in general, but they kept complaining about the fight. They were saying stuff early in the fight like, why is there not enough action? And, you know, it's almost like a rookie novice mistake. You got two explosive punchers, and I put this on my Twitter. Make sure you guys follow me at Boxingego on Twitter. But you got to be real. You got two explosive punchers, not explosive in terms of speed, but dynamic punchers, guys with heavy punches and heavy hands. You have the Barroso dude, and his knockout percentage is 76%, and he got like 30 fights. So he has some power, and he was known for that power, right? So at the end of the day, Rolly was coming up in weight, and he was coming off a knockout loss to Gervonta Tank Davis. What did the Showtime commentators really expect either guy to be doing, taking chances? Like, you get in there and fight a big puncher like Wilder or Better Biev or whoever's a big puncher and give them everything you got in the first couple of rounds without any filler rounds. So I monitor boxing. Trust me, I've seen boring fights before. But that was because over the totality, I had enough time to warm up. Like, one that comes to mind is Robert Easter versus Francis Bartholomew. That was just not an enjoyable fight to watch. But with this Rolly fight, I like fights like this because, you know, even though it's kind of chippy and a little rough and tumble and rough around the edges and crude, it's still fun to watch because both guys are known for power. So it's popcorn type of stuff. You want to see what's going to happen next. So there's that level of intrigue when you have two big punchers, heavy-handed guys. And that's pretty much what we got. Rolly got dropped. I think it was the third round. He got hit. You know, he has to work on backing straight out. He has to work on some of his fundamentals, started boxing. at 17, came from judo, you know, and he's still kind of learning on the job. So there were some mistakes he was making. He did what Ryan Garcia did with Luke Campbell and Gervonta Davis, in the fact that I keep saying this, there's typically a way you fight a southpaw, and you could take those best of practices and apply them in boxing, or you don't have to. But if you don't, just know that there's a strong chance that the southpaw is going to have a lot of success by not applying those basic things like foot placement, battling for the lead hand dominance. Is your foot on the outside or the inside? Are you circling to your left or right? You have to know these things. And Rolly said he likes fighting southpaws, but he was lined up for that left hand. And we all know what the southpaw killer is in boxing, and that's a right hand. And we know Rolly has power, and he had the right hand cocked, but he wasn't always letting it go. So he paid a lot of respect early to Barroso. And to a degree, like I said, I understand it in the early rounds. But as the fight wore on, it started to open up a bit more and more, which is what you can expect from a fight like this. So I really had no problem with the pacing of the fight. The only problem I had was the Tony Weeks stoppage. I thought it was BS, and it robbed the fans of a more traditional anointing of a new champion. Like, if someone becomes a champion, you want to see them and be proud for them. But you heard Jim Gray weigh in and said that he thought that it was a gross injustice, basically, because that's what the team he interviewed said, and he said, I concur. So that tells you what you need to know. You heard the crowd booing. At portions of the fight, they were cheering, go Rolly and Rolly, Rolly. He's from Vegas, and the fight was in Vegas, so that tells you what you need to know. The boxing fans seen it, and they knew, you know, Barroso wasn't given the opportunity that he should have. So I'm not mad that Rolly won. I wanted Rolly to win. I think Rolly winning is better for boxing because he's a charismatic character, personality. He has power. He said he wants to fight Tank in a rematch. So now it's an opportunity to Tank to fight for a full championship belt in a rematch with Rolly at 140 pounds. You could clearly make a lot of sense. He also called out Ryan Garcia, another fight I'd love, and I would pay for either one of those on pay-per-view for the event. Me personally, I prefer the Ryan Garcia fight with Rolly over the Tank fight, just in the fact that I've already seen a clear decided outcome with Gervonta Davis, but Gervonta Davis, he has to follow the Ryan Garcia fight where he just knocked out Ryan Garcia. So maybe going to 140 pounds to fight for a full body title, maybe that interests him. I don't know. I can't speak for GTD Promotions, but ultimately it was a very good card. The Kenneth Sims fight with Akhmedov was an instant classic, very guts and glory type of stuff. A lot of scientific boxing from Kenneth Sims. He showed a lot of dog. He stood his ground. His eyes started to swell up. Akhmedov had a crazy battery in his back. It was a great fight. Rances Bartholomew fight, it was okay. And I didn't mind the main event, barring the Tony Weeks stoppage. I thought it was really weird. It was just weird. It didn't feel right. Like, you got the guy slipping shots and moving out the way, and Tony Weeks just runs in and jumps. Like, it's to the point where if referees are making these like egregious decisions, I would like to see how they brought instant replay into boxing. Keep the fighters gloved up, you know, so they can't like change or manipulate their gloves or anything. Keep them in the ring, do a quick instant replay like the NFL, and determine, did the judge make the correct call? And then if they didn't, then you send them back out to continue the fight, maybe back up the clock 15 seconds and let them continue the fight. Because to me, I mean, it's just marred with controversy now. Jim Gray said the commission wouldn't speak on it and Tony Weeks wouldn't do an interview about his decision. So the fans are just stuck with that outcome. Now, I will say this, Rolly seemed like he was coming on, in the 9th round, and he did hurt the Barroso. And at his age, 41, 42 or whatever age, a lot of people were talking about his age and he looked older. He came to fight, but it did look like he was starting to wilt and get tired. But nonetheless, in all fairness, I don't think it should have been stopped at that moment. Like a couple flush shots, yes, then you could stop it. Rolly definitely had an explosive round and was getting some stuff going, but just to stop it right then and there at a weird spot is weird. I mean, there's another older boxing clip that's circulating on the internet and it's very similar, where the guy was throwing a barrage of punches and the guy was slipping and dodging every punch. None of them were connecting. And then the ref jumped in and stopped it. And the guy started cussing out the ref. He was so annoyed and like upset. The one thing that I thought was weird, as opposed to that clip that I just demonstrated to you guys, was I think Barroso was feeling he wasn't feeling the rough, pressure that Romero was bringing, because he didn't really seem to protest the stoppage in real time. It was only kind of after, when he was doing the post-fight and the fight had already concluded, that he started to protest. So I don't know, maybe Rolly had him really badly hurt, but me personally, for my taste, I would like to have seen some clearer punches. Even the knockdown, he got hurt with the shot right before the knockdown, but he was standing up. Rolly just had to, work on his accuracy and sink a bit flusher of a shot. Some people were saying he got pushed down, and it looked like he got pushed down. So either way, Rolly is the champion at 140 pounds. Let me know what you guys thought of the fight and the card and the showing for Showtime. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel. I'm the best in the business, and I'm out. Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxingego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with a $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a Super Thanks. A brand new, interactive, and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super Thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.